Alright, I think this is the finale. I'm not 100% certain. We might have to grind. I don't know. What's the E4 level like? In their 50s? Yeah, we're probably gonna have to grind. But yeah, in the process of moving right now, which is why there hasn't been an episode in like a couple months at this point. I think I have an episode ready to upload, which you'll see before this one, obviously. I think I did that one like 3 weeks ago and just haven't had a chance to film this one yet. So that's where we're at in life. I don't know why I went this way. Sure hope this move doesn't cost me later on in Victory Road. But yeah, life's been chill. Gonna be taking some time off after this one from even thinking about doing YouTube stuff, just because I'll be looking for something bigger for a minute. It's weird being at a point in life where I can start looking into buying a house instead of just renting rooms or apartments. It's I don't know. It's something that I didn't really realize I was at until like a couple weeks ago, where I was like, oh yeah, I can just try to buy a place. What the fuck is this? What the? I don't know why this got me so bad. Why the fuck is Palkia a fucking circle? Man, we could have had a Palkia. What the fuck? I don't remember what I talked about last time, so I'm just gonna talk about stuff again, even if I've already talked about it. But I beat Rebirth, and that might be my game of the year, honestly, or for 2024. It was just, man, what a perfect game. And don't get me wrong, there are in fact flaws. I know it's not perfect. I know it's got some serious issues on my end. The Kate Sith Shinra Manor stuff, that was a real rough spot. Okay, I'm pretty sure we go this way, right? It's been a minute. That whole section was rough. The only other area that really sucked for me was the Aerith Cactar thing, whatever you want to call that. Those sections suck. That and Kate Sith's Shinra Manor section were just garbage. Like, I hated those sections. Aerith was way too slow for that minigame and what they wanted to do with it. It just felt like it was all to chance. There was never a point where I felt like, oh, I'm like in control. This is a fun minigame. I just thought, this is stupid. I can't believe I gotta do this shit twice. The Kate Shinra Manor stuff, that never should have happened. Like, I don't know who designed that shit, but they need to be banned from Part 3. Like, next time they volunteer for an idea, someone needs to look them in the eyes and be like, nah, you don't speak anymore. Get back to programming, bro. Because that shit was ass. But man, the rest of the game. Oh wait, hold on. The 3D Brawlers section existed. It wasn't fun during the tutorial fight. I didn't think it was fun when you fight against Yuffie on the. I don't know what was that. That was the first Triple Saucer, right? I didn't think that was fun. But the one that sucked more than anything was the middle manager. That whole section pissed me off because I made it a point in that game, like, nah, I'm gonna beat all the side quests. I really enjoy this game. I really love this game, and side quests were for the most part fun. There were just two that I hated, and that was the middle manager one and the what's it called? The one with Aerith fighting the Cactars. Like, some of them go on a little long, yeah, but they were still fun. I was still enjoying them. But the middle manager one specifically sucked because I had already completed all the minigames. I was like, yeah, that was fun. But they weren't things that I felt like, oh, I have to play this again. You know, there was never a point in those mini games where I thought, yeah, this is cool. Let me do this like 3 more times. And then the middle manager game happens, and it's like, yeah, all those games that you probably already beat and played, do them again, but like way harder. And there were points where the rail shooter game, that just felt like it was all up to luck to me. There was never a point where I felt like, oh, my ability to pilot this shit mattered. It just felt like, yeah, I guess I got lucky and I didn't die this time. Oh, I hit everything I could, but for some reason I didn't get the points to clear this thing. And that was ass. The motorcycle game wasn't that bad. I beat that one the first try. The Chocobo racing was intense as fuck. Those were long ass tracks. And I'll get back to Chocobo talk in a bit, but the fucking 3D Brawlers game, god damn, that shit sucked. It's so unfair. And it's not like, oh, all you have to do is you know, find out the movements and everything. It's just, you have to go through such long stretches at times to hit like the tiniest bit of damage. And I don't know, man. That whole section, I just played that and I was like, damn, dude, I can't believe they saved this shit for last in this minigame and that side quest. Like it took the game for me something that I was genuinely loving to just this ordeal that I had to finish. And that was like the only time outside of the Kate Sith game where I felt like the game was ass. Like, I don't know, man. Those 2 sections just, it was the worst bit of Rebirth by far, but it felt like someone okayed that, you know, like someone had to okay that, and I feel like they should be banned from part 3 and just game development in general, because like, what the fuck was that? That was garbage. Who played that and was like, perfect, nailed it, perfection, exactly what I wanted. But yeah, like those were the low points of Rebirth for me. Everything else I loved. I played Remake for the first time, like I want to say February, and it was one of those games where I was like, man, this shit's so incredible. Like they fleshed the world out so much, and they added so much. And I knew that part 1 was contained to Midgar, so I was like, you know, I'm excited to see what they do with the outside world in part 2. And Rebirth just blew me out of the water. Like, that world was beautiful. Like, everything about that world was amazing. Like, the only real issue I have is that there's times where, well, I mean, Gungaga region was pretty ass, and Cosmo Canyon. Both of those sections were pretty bad. Like, they had some cool ideas, but I just, you know, it was just missing that one little thing that would make them good. And in both cases, it was, hey, you have to solve the mystery of the transportation system here to get whatever it is you need. And it was just a lot of trial and error, which it works when it's like well designed kind of things, and this just felt like, yeah, you have to find this one specific ramp, and to get there you have to go through all this, and if you fuck up you gotta like reclimb this area. Like, that wasn't fun. And the Gungaga one sucked because it would be like, yeah, if you fuck up and jump out the wrong mushroom, you gotta go through the whole forest again to get back to that one other mushroom. Like, it's punishing in a way that isn't fun. Like, in most of the games, like, yeah, I lost to that boss battle because, you know, it had a trick that I didn't expect. And something like that, it's like, yeah, I had no way of knowing where that mushroom was going to take me. I had no way of knowing that was the one ramp that I was supposed to take, you know. Things like that, I don't understand why they're designed like that. And it sucks that the areas were beautiful. I love the mini games in most of them. I love the side quests in most of them. It would just be one thing like, oh yeah, you gotta do some chocobo racing, but first you gotta get this chocobo, and then you gotta like fly around the region. You gotta fucking find the right ramps, and that the whole fucking Cosmo Canyon chocobo shit would suck. But I was like, I gotta finish this shit. I gotta do it. And I know that I'm saying a lot of negative things about the game, but in the 110 plus hours that I played it, maybe 3 to 4 hours were spent on things I didn't enjoy. Like the rest of the game was just perfect. It's just that those chunks came in big parts. You know, it wasn't like, oh, Gangaga's somewhere where I walked through for like 5 minutes. It was like, no, I'm gonna be here a minute. So when I felt how shittily designed the mushroom jumping was, it was like, oh, this is gonna be a journey. Same thing with Cosmo Canyon. It was like, yeah, this region is cool. I'm enjoying the side quest. Oh, I gotta jump off the fucking ramps. Yeah, fuck me, I guess. That was the biggest issue. Was just they would come in big chunks, and then it would be like, oh man, here's another 10 plus hours of everything being amazing. Oh, here's 1 hour that reminds me that I'm playing, this issue or that issue. I don't know. That's just how I felt about it. But everything else was good. I will say Sephiroth. Fuck Sephiroth. Unpopular opinion. That last boss battle fucked me up pretty badly. I spent maybe I probably did that match 20 times. And the first time I faced him, I got him down to that last attack. I got him down to the instant KO attack. But I didn't know what I was supposed to do. And as a result, he killed me. And I thought, oh, that must have been this final attack. I just have to survive it, I guess. So then I rematched him. Started learning his techniques. Occasionally just got stomped. But I would usually make it to that last move. And then I just wouldn't know what to do. And I could see that it was pressuring. But there are times where it was like, yeah, dude, I'm dying. I can't pressure him because I'm fucking dying to this attack. I'm spending all my time healing. I can't attack. So I thought, all right, well, maybe pressuring isn't the way to go. Maybe you have to survive the attack. So I'd have attempt after attempt, where the whole goal was just me levitate, right? Yeah, was just me trying to survive. And then I finally got where I was like, I was full HP. Aerith was full HP. And then we both died, and I was like, is my HP just not high enough? What am I doing wrong here? And then it turned out, oh no, I had the pressure. And then once I found that out, I was like, okay, now I just gotta make it there with enough strength to pressure him and not die. And that became the issue, was I would get there and then just not have enough HP to survive. And I don't know, it just felt irritating playing that last boss, because there'd be times where Aerith would just get stupid and be like, yeah, I'm gonna get stabbed for no fucking reason. The computer just doesn't dodge. And I didn't realize that up until that point in the game, because it hadn't been an issue. It was yeah, the whole game, I had the party of 3, party of 4. And then it was just this 2-on-1 where Aerith, or I guess the AI in general, because if you controlled Aerith, this Cloud, the computer forgot how to dodge. It wouldn't use any healing abilities properly, and I was like, man, this shouldn't be this difficult, but the AI is making it way harder than it should be. And after a couple tries, I was like, you know what? I clearly need to change my equipment, which means restarting the whole fucking Sephiroth battle again. And it was also just I cleared everybody in one go on the first try, and then just failed at the very last sliver of Sephiroth's HP. But having to redo that whole section, I was like, man, the whole game was just so perfect for me in that last stretch. And then I got Sephiroth into just the absolute bullshit final attack, and I was like, man, it's still a perfect game, but it's just one of those little things where it goes from an 11 out of 10 to a 9.9 out of 10, That being said, I can't wait for part 3. Do I have any awakenings? Or full heals? Oh, hell yeah. I'm excited for part 3. It sucks that it's like another 3 or 4 years away. Razor Leaf. That was why I put Remake off for so long. I've had it downloaded on my PS4 for like the past 4 years now, I think. But I just didn't play it because I was like, I know I'm gonna be waiting on part 2 and 3. Are you kidding me? I just didn't feel like waiting on part 2 and 3 to come out. I was like, no, let me just wait a couple of years and I'll play it all at once. But then, you know, I was like, well, I know that Remake does some things differently, so I know Rebirth's gonna go in a different direction, at least slightly. So I was like, well, I have to play them now. So on one hand, it's cool because now, you know, I'm caught up to date. I don't have to avoid spoilers, but at the same time, it's like, well, now I gotta wait, you know, 3 to 4 years to play part 3, whatever it may be, and I still haven't gone back to goddamn Crisis Core. Why are y'all all buffed against my Tyranitar, bro? I don't know. That was my game of the year, but at the same time, there's a part of me that would say like, hey, no, I should just give that to Metaphor. And it's not that I necessarily think Metaphor was a better game. It's that Metaphor was a complete story. Whereas with Final Fantasy, there's still a part 3. You know, like, and because of the changes they made, they could still completely fumble the story. And I don't think they are. I think they understand the importance of landing this one. After what will be like 8 years, plus the initial announcement and wait for Remake itself. Like, what was that, 6 or 7 years? I think there's too much writing on the line for them to fuck this one up. But that's a concern. It's like, I can't be like, yeah, this is the greatest Remake and Rebirth, greatest games of all time, and then part 3 comes out and I'm like, oh, you fucked it, you fumbled it, you know? I don't know. That's why I can't like give it the top spot yet, because there's still a part 3. So I don't know. It's hard for me to say it's the game of the year for Metaphor, where Metaphor told a complete story, was a great game on top of that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Like Breath of the Wild, right now, that's still probably my greatest game of all time. I would say Tears as well. They're kind of just two in the same at this point. But Tears told a sequel story. Like, it wasn't, you finish Breath of the Wild and you're like, oh, okay, that was a complete story. And then Tears was a complete story. If there's a part 3, it's cool, but like it doesn't impact Tears or Breath at all. Whereas with Remake and Rebirth, their entire story depends on how they finish up part 3. Like, if part 3 comes out and it's like, yeah, dude, you start the game up and then Cloud gets assassinated and the rest of the game is Barrett being a good dad simulator. Like, some crazy shit like that happens, the game's just, yeah, it's, oh, well, I can't believe I waited 8 years for this, you know. And for me as a Final Fantasy VII fan, like, I didn't play that game until like 2019, 2018, because I was an N64 kid, so, you know, I just missed out on it. But I enjoyed it, and I was like, all right, cool. Like, Remake should be cool. I'm not like, I wasn't ride or die for it. I was like, yeah, this will be a fun game to play, and I fell in love with it. But if part 3 comes out and it sucks, it's like, man, what was the point of all this? Because even if I'm like, yeah, Rebirth's still an amazing game, and I loved playing it, the knowledge of how a story could end so shittily would ruin the game for me. Just because it's like, oh, what was the point of all this? You built up to something bad. So I don't know. I have my hopes up for it. I think that they have to deliver on it. There's no way they can't. I don't know. Like, what's left? It's been so long since I played original that I forget what's. I know we get the airship, and then there's the final dungeon, obviously. But what's left between Aerith's death in that. They have to do Rocket Town. I feel like we have to get like a Vincent backstory too. Um, I would like for it to be like Vincent gets his own game, but I don't think we're gonna get that. I never played the Vincent game on PSP. Maybe they remake that. I don't know. We could also get a Sid story, which could be cool. I don't know. I want to see how they handle Sid and Vincent and with the new battle system. The Yuffie game was fun, but like Yuffie is a ninja. It's hard not to make that fun. What are we gonna do with Sid as a pilot? You know, Vincent doesn't seem like it'd be hard to make a game for. Just a nice little beat 'em up. And I mean, it's still playing under the remake rules, but I feel like it can't be hard to do. All right, you're just giant fucking monster fucking things up. Like that'd be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to part 3. A little concerned because of all the things they've set up, but I have faith that they're gonna finish strong. But here's what I'm wondering, right? Because remake was announced like what, a decade ago, and then took 4 or 5 years to come out. It took them 4 years to get to Rebirth, and now we got part 3 coming out in like 3 or 4 years. So it was like a 15-year journey for this remake trilogy. Are they ever going to give this treatment to any other Final Fantasy? Like, I can't imagine them giving it to anything pre-7. Just because, I don't know, I feel like if they're going to go for it, it'd be like 9 or wait, which one's Squall? Is that 8 or 9? That's 8, right? I feel like it'd be 8 or 10 that would get this treatment. And the thing is, I don't think you can really justify it with 10, because that to me felt like it was fleshed out as much as it could be. I feel like with Squall, you could at least just upgrade the graphics a bit and just I don't know, I feel like you get a little more out of that one. With 10, I feel like by that point in the PS2, you kind of just got everything you wanted. You know, so I can't see them adding things the way they did with 7, where it was like, you know, we were limited by the PlayStation 1 technology and the time period. But I feel like 8, you could probably soup up. 9, I'm not sure about. That's the one with the different art style, right? And I can't picture them doing it for anything pre-7 either. Like, 6 would be cool, but I don't know. Like, is it a game that they can stretch out the way they did 7, or would they just be like straightforward adaptations? Because I can't see any of the other Final Fantasies needing to be a 3-part game the way that remake was. And of course, you know, the big one that I think everyone wants to see in some way, shape, or form would be Chrono Trigger coming back and getting the 7 treatment. But even then, I guess my biggest concern would be, you know, Chrono Trigger has so many endings. How do you pull that off in a remake style game? Like, do you make it so that like it reads your memory card and it goes off of that? Like, oh, this person did this in part 2, so now in part 3 they're gonna get this ending. Or what if in part 1, like, will there be an ending in part 1 I can unlock just by playing the game normally? Where I'm like, alright, I want, you know, the fastest ending possible. And then you end up with that in part 1? Will they lock that behind, like, oh, all the time travel stuff that happens after in game 2 or something? Like, what's the craziest way they could go about that and the most logical way to go about it? That'd be my biggest concern, is the endings, because that's one of the things that makes Chrono Trigger so good. But you know, this is again me talking about a hypothetical Chrono Trigger game. And I don't know, maybe with like the PS5 and potentially the PS6. I mean, this would be 2028, earliest possible announcement, I guess. Like, what technology have advanced to the point where they could just be like, yo, Chrono Trigger Advanced Remake, one disc, 400 gigabytes. You know, is that possible? Is that where we're gonna be in the future? Because I mean, just the jump from the PS4 to the PS5, like remake itself was like, yeah, that's crazy. Can't imagine them doing anything else on this level. And then you get Rebirth, and it's like, oh shit, this is possible on the PS5. So what's it gonna be like, 3 years when this hypothetical Chrono Trigger remake comes out? I don't know. I just want to see Chrono Trigger get some kind of update. It just feels like one of those worlds that was meant to be explored beyond what the SNES was capable of, and it's never really had that opportunity. And I would just love to see it get the treatment and fanfare that 7 did. What do I get rid of here? This is only a 5. Let's get rid of Ancient Power. Yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy IV lately, and I'm playing the 3D one. You have extra story, right? Yeah. I've been enjoying it a lot. A couple things that I'm not really fond of, like the ATB system is fine with me, but what I don't like is the way you select your attacks and everything. It just feels like everything has to be done in such a rush where I never just feel like I can just relax and enjoy the game. It feels like, oh, I gotta just get through these menus. And the way the menus are set up is kind of weird. I don't like that everyone has like a skill on the main menu. Sill Valley. Kind of normal. I could just kill you with one shot, right? Even though it'd be an additional menu, if it was like skills and then I could go from there, that wouldn't be cool with me. Instead, it just feels like I have to do a bunch of scrolling, which I could understand that on the SNES version. But in a remake, I was like, oh, this is weird. Like, why didn't they find a better way to optimize this menu? But I don't know. I've been enjoying the story. I just got to the part where the twins sacrificed themselves to save everyone from the Star Wars room, and it's fun because like there's so little that's being said, but the story also feels really big at the same time. Like there's no 30-minute cutscenes, everything's like real quick, and you're really getting the feel of the world and of the characters, and it's really cool. I'm liking Cecil as a character. I didn't like the switch from Paladin or from Dark Knight to Paladin because I thought the Dark Knight design was badass as fuck, and then it's the most pretty boy design for afterwards. I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, I thought he was gonna battle me, bro. I got scared. But yeah, like I just got Sid, and we just got the airship, and I don't remember where I'm supposed to go. That's probably my biggest flaw with the game, is that it'll tell you like in a cutscene, oh, we gotta go here, and then no one reminds you. So there are times where I'll accomplish like the end of a mission or something, or the end of a little side quest or something, and then I turn it back on the next day, and I'm like, where the fuck was I going? And no one tells me. And then I just kind of stumble around until I land in a new town or something. So that's like my only real issue with the game so far. It's been cool. I'm enjoying the story. I'm enjoying the characters. Was not expecting the twins to die the way they did, and they got to come back, right? But what I like is that it's introducing characters, being like, all right, this is your party for this portion of the game. And then for reasons that make sense to the story, they leave. Like, Tello's just trying to do his own thing, mourn his daughter. Rosa gets kidnapped. The twins sacrifice themselves. Like, everything that happens is, like, it gives a reason for them to leave and come back, which is really cool. And it's weird to have like 6 party members on screen at the same time for me. Because, again, for me, my first Final Fantasy experience was with 7, so I'm used to like, okay, my party is 3 people at a time. So to have, I think it's 6 people at a time possible. It's like, oh shit, this is a lot of menus and a lot of clicking to go into at the same time. And I don't know, is that usual for that era of Final Fantasy to let you have 5 or 6 people, or was that something exclusive to 4? I feel like we're okay, even though I feel like you're starting to run out of PP, but we'll worry about that later. But yeah, I've been enjoying Final Fantasy 4. Fuck. God damn it. You're gonna ice punch me. You could take an ice punch. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. The Switch 2 got announced, and I'm really confused by the reaction to the Switch 2, because for me, as someone who has always preferred Nintendo costumes, so I mean I guess I'm a little biased towards them. All I've wanted for the past like 7 years was for them to do Switch 2. I didn't want anything crazy. I didn't want a GameCube to Wii situation. I didn't want a Wii to Wii situation. I just wanted the Switch and the Switch 2. Like, I just wanted them to go, hey, what we did was really fucking cool. Let's not fuck it up with any unnecessary gimmicks or any new drastic changes. Let's just do the same thing but stronger. And supposedly, from what I've read and what I'm pretty sure is like official, it's supposed to be on par with the PS4. Like, yeah, that's perfect. That sounds great. You know, I know that it can't be PS5 level and just ignore loading screens or whatever, but I'm more than happy with a PS4 powered handheld. Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe it's just because for the past like, I guess since the Wii back in what 2005, 2006, there's always been something innovative about the Nintendo consoles, and that's what people expected. But I also feel like this was the generation where everyone's like, hey, you got this right, don't fuck it up again. Because the Wii was a massive change, but the Waggle controls did throw people off. Because it was like, yeah, I want to play these games, but I don't want to use this fucking controller. And of course, the power issue was crazy where, you know, PS3 was putting out games like Metal Gear Solid 4, and then the Wii was like pushing itself to the limit with Mario Galaxy. Yeah, so I understand something like that, but when it comes to Switch 2, it's like, nah. Especially after the Wii U, where it was just such a colossal fuck up in terms of marketing and the new gimmick, and like it was a very slight power increase. So for Switch to go from like, I don't even know, like it's above the Wii, like probably like what, the Wii U basically, to just go from that to PS4 power, yeah, I'll happily take that trade. And one thing that's been like weird to me is people like say, oh well, why would they release this when the Steam Deck is around and can do all these things? But I don't know, man. I turn on my Steam Deck and I go to play like Crisis Core, and booting up Crisis Core takes like a minute. I go to my Switch and I go to play a game, that shit's instantly loaded. You know, I go to play a game like Sonic Adventure on my Steam Deck, and I get hit with the menu that says, "Hey, this game's not optimized for Steam Deck. You can't click past this fucking menu that pops up without going onto your computer and putting on some settings properly for your Steam Deck." With my Switch, I put the game in and it functions. Like there are things about the Steam Deck that just completely outpace and outclass the Switch, and probably the Switch too. But the Switch is very much made to be like, hey, you put the game in, you fucking play it. And Mech, what the fuck? Huh? That's G Blastoise, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck? But then on top of that, it's like the library. A Steam Deck, yeah, it's impressive as fuck that it has the entire Steam library. It's impressive how much I can just emulate on it. And that's why I got that. But when I buy the fucking Switch, I'm buying it for Mario Kart. I'm buying it for Smash, you know, the new Mario, the new Zelda. And the thing is, yeah, I know those games are playable on the Steam Deck, but I can't be like, hey, let's all play Mario Kart today, and then pull up the Steam Deck, pull out 4 separate controllers that we got hooked to the Steam Deck manually, and then play from there and, you know, use the emulator and everything, versus just being like, yeah, let's all play fucking Mario Kart, and I just hand everyone a controller and we're good to go. I can't hand them a Joy-Con and be good to go, you know? So, I don't know, it's just a weird comparison to me for people to be like, well, why not just have the Steam Deck? They're two different systems, they're built for two different audiences. Especially with the idea of like Nintendo's primary demographic is always going to be kids. That's not the primary demographic for the Steam Deck. Like, no kid is like, damn man, I wish I had a fucking Steam Deck, you know, so I could play. What would they even say? Like Monster Hunter on the go or something? When they could have a Switch 2 that's going to play Mario Kart 9? Like, I don't know. I think sometimes people forget they're not the target audience for things. And then they just get weird expectations like, oh, the Switch 2 has to do all these things. And it's like, I don't know, man. You have a Steam Deck. You're complaining about the Steam Deck. Just use the Steam Deck. I don't know. I feel like I'm just rambling there, but I'm excited for the Switch 2. I'm very confused by the reception to it, because it seems like this was the thing that we were supposed to do. You know, Nintendo's supposed to go this route, and everyone's just like, man, what the fuck, bro? Why is this shit just more of the same thing but powerful? And I don't know. That's what I fucking wanted. What do I do here? I gotta switch to like a Meteor Mash. Are you Steel types? Is that what's happened here? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Switch itself, the Switch 1 now, that shit was around forever. Like, it's been 8 years. And we're finally getting to the point where it's like, alright, time for the Switch 2. Like, you know how much shit has happened in the past, like, 7 years for me as a person? 8 years, I guess now? 1 XP? What the fuck? For taking out that behemoth? But yeah, to go from that to Switch 2 is like, yeah, this is a completely different period of my life. Like, what the hell's going on? I think one thing that made the Switch so successful for me was its portability. Obviously, it was like, between classes, me and my friends play Mario Kart or Smash, or, you know, between practice sessions, I'm like, yeah, I need to just relax for a minute and I play some Pokemon. You know, or the pandemic obviously was Animal Crossing, but we were all home for that shit. Or being able to go to my friend's house and like take it with me, and then even if they don't own a Switch, now we get to play it together. Like with Mario Kart, for example, with Mario Kart DS, all you needed was one DS or one copy of Mario Kart, and then like all your friends could play, you know. And then with 7, that didn't exist. But then suddenly it was like, oh, here's 8 or 8 Deluxe, and you just give your friends a Joy-Con, and now you're playing Mario Kart wherever you want to, like wherever you are. Like, or I'd go to work and it was like, oh man, Breath of the Wild just came out. I got 30 minutes for lunch. I got 45 minutes for lunch, whatever. Just played one of the greatest games of all time. Now with the Switch 2, I'm like, yeah, I kind of just sit in front of my couch, I guess. I don't know. That's not the Switch's fault, you know. It just, I don't know. It's weird to think about, you know, how much my life has changed since the Switch 1 came out, and how different it's gonna be when the Switch 2 comes out. So I don't know. There's a part of me that like really likes that it's gonna be more of the same. But there's also part of me that's like, man, it in a way I'm not really gonna get that much out of the portability as I did before. Like I guess I'll play it during lunch at work maybe, but that's about as much as my travel is. You know, unless I go to like a conference or something. Oh man, you're at a PP, bro. What do we do? So yeah, I don't know. Like with my Steam Deck, I own it, and then on occasion I play it at lunchtime or something. But usually, if I can play the Steam Deck, I can sit on my couch and play, or I can sit at the computer and play. And it just feels like I'm not getting as much out of it as I would have liked. And I don't feel the same's gonna happen with the Switch too, because I can just sit on the couch. But at the same time, I don't know, it kind of bums me out that I don't get that, because the Game Boys got me through school, man. Like, I would just sit there and play. Like, I'd finish my work and be like, alright, time to play Game Boy. Finish my work, time to play the DS. And now it's like, alright, I guess I'm on lunch break, you know, gonna pull out my Switch or something. Like, I can't be conducting the band and be like, hey guys, I got like 5 minutes to kill. I don't play Switch, y'all practice or something. Like, that'd be unprofessional. I would never do that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for the Switch 2, is what I'm trying to say, basically, without rambling. Oh, god damn it. Okay, let's heal up some people. I need the paralyzed heal on you. Okay, here we go. Speaking of, you know, Pokemon over here, I've gotten way more into the TCG. I've been playing Raging Bolt because of Ogerpon, and the game's a lot of fun. You know, very different from Yu-Gi-Oh, which is my primary card game, but I've been enjoying it a lot. It's crazy how much more affordable Pokemon is. Like, I'd probably put in like $200 at most into Pokemon, and I have like 3 or 4 decks that I can just rotate between, and oh shit. I'm just devastated right now. It wasn't supposed to happen that way. But yeah, I've been playing Raging Bolt, and I think I have Roaring Moon and Charizard and what's the last thing? Miraidon ready to go. And that was all for under $200. Meanwhile, in Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm trying to get back into competitive side of things over there on Yu-Gi-Oh, but the price of the Mole Charmies alone is enough to make me just look at that and be like, man, I don't know about this. I don't know about this decision over here. Like I know I'm for sure gonna need the Molcharmies and um, like Dominions and all that shit, and that's hundreds of dollars. And this part of it's like, maybe I just walk away from Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know, but my friends play it, and that's the issue. Is like it's not just like I'm walking away from the idea of being competitive in Yu-Gi-Oh. It's the idea that I'm sacrificing something that me and my friends do, which is fun. And yeah, I know DB exists. That shit ain't the same. I need that physical cardboard in my life. And the thing is, there's archetypes I enjoy now, like Sword Soul got support, Tenya got support, not Sword Soul, but same thing really. Um, but that got support, and the new Azamina stuff came out. So there's stuff that I'm interested in the game, but it's the staples that are just so crazy expensive for no fucking reason. And that's like what's locking me out of the game right now. I think yesterday was like the Santa Clara Regional. And I usually try to go out to the regionals in Santa Clara, but I just was like, nah, I know I'm not ready for that. I'm not trying to go into this format without the Molcharmies, and God, it still hurts to look at. It hurts to look at. But yeah, like that. I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just it's unfortunate because I prefer Yu-Gi-Oh as a card game. I prefer Yu-Gi-Oh. It's just so expensive, and like even Edison, I got into Edison lately with the team, and Justin showed me the Amaryllis deck, which I was like, all right, I'm down to play. That's fun as fuck. Amaryllis is $50 a copy for a card that's at this point like 20 years old and has not been reprinted at all. So like I understand the idea of, hey, this card's expensive because 0 reprints exist. But it's like, man, I want to play a retro format that isn't being supported by Konami in any way outside of like Ultimate Time Wizards. It's gonna cost me, $150 to get this deck running. So I bought 2. I'm still short 1. And there's a part of me that's like, do I buy the 3rd? Or do I wait for a potential reprint in 4 or 5 months? Because it's the idea of, yeah, I could wait the 4 or 5 months, but I want to play the deck now. And that's the issue. And that problem doesn't exist with Modern because it's like, yeah, you have to buy the cards now because they might get banned or something later. So I don't know. After playing a game like Pokemon and even Elestrals to an extent, just seeing the price difference between the two, it's so sad. Like, just to know what I could be saving or what I could, like what Konami could be doing right to make the game better and more affordable for players. Because the reprints that they've been doing have been a nice help, but as long as they're rarity bumping shit and filling packs with so much filler, it feels worthless in the end, I don't know. That being said, the one thing that really bugs me about the Pokemon community that you don't see with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the scalpers. Like, yeah, the secondary market can be pretty shitty in Yu-Gi-Oh! But I understand why they're that priced. I understand why things are the way they are, and it's mostly because of Konami's greed, right? But with Pokemon, it's like you have these shitty people just fighting at Costco for cards, and that's insane to me. and it's not even over like current meta product. That I could at barely be like, all right, you need to get the cards now because you don't want to pay secondary prices. But secondary prices in Yu-Gi-Oh are cheap. They're literally fighting over like alternate arts, and that's the crazy part to me. It's like, who the fuck is paying $1,200 for a Moon Umbreon? Like, what the fuck's wrong with y'all? I don't know, man. It bums me out. Like, I have friends who want to get into Pokemon TCG, but that aspect alone is keeping them out because it's just such a negative light for the community. And it's weird to be like, hey, it's not, you know, every player, obviously. But it's just such a downer to watch people get elbowed in the face for 151 of all products. This product that is in no way competitively viable, that just doesn't really do much, but there's collectors out there who fucking need it for some reason. So they're willing to pay hundreds of dollars for this product, you know? I don't know. It just bums me out. I'm glad Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have that. But I guess you gotta give or take one or the other. You know, you could have a great community with scalpers fucking things up for everyone, or you could have extremely toxic community that you just know what you're getting yourself into, I guess. I don't know. Then there's Celestials, where it's just like MBT level humor everywhere. I'm bummed out about Celestial because I like the game. I really enjoy playing it. It's been fun. It's just there's no locals around here, you know, and there's not a huge presence in general in physical copies. And the virtual client's not out yet. I think next month it comes out. So it just feels like, yeah, I really want to play this game, and there's no real way for me to do it outside of remote duels. And at the moment, I don't have a remote set up, so I'm kind of just locked out of Celestials. So I'm hoping that changes in the next couple weeks and months with the client coming out, and I'm hoping that the client helps the game get a little more popular, because it's a fun game. It deserves success, but right now it's without being in more physical card stores, it's just hard to play. There's a part of me that wants to try Union Arena, but like I was telling some of the homies the other day, you know, like they just came out with their Demon Slayer expansion. I refuse to play Demon Slayer as a deck because I think it's a mid as fuck anime. You know, like when it was Hunter x Hunter, I was like, damn, I'm down to play a Hunter x Hunter deck. But now it's like, nah, if you want to play, you gotta play Demon Slayer. I ain't playing that mid-ass garbage. Every fight, same bullshit. It's a 3D fireworks show, and people lose their mind, and it's the most special effect hype battle out there. No good choreography, fucking carried by the music. Everyone's got the most absurd bullshit plot armor. It's fucking mid. Just fucking goddamn mid. But yeah, like that's why I don't want to play it. I'm never gonna play Lorcana. I'm sure your game is fun or whatever, but the idea of being in a meta where it's like, oh, I guess I gotta play Snow White and the Seven Doors or some shit. Fuck that. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has its waifu problem, but at least it's like, yeah, this is a cool waifu that's like related to some cool dragons or whatever. What am I gonna do when it's like, yeah, bro, we're in 101 Dalmatians meta. I'm not fucking playing that deck. You kidding me? I think that's just the biggest issue for me with Lorcana is that there aren't any Disney characters that I necessarily find like cool enough to want to play an archetype or something. So I don't know. I don't know what I would want to play in Lorcana. I wouldn't be attracted to any of the decks like from a physical design standpoint. It would all be about the gameplay, but I don't know. Like if that's all I care about, then you know, why would I not just play Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know. What I'm saying is Lorcana. I don't understand y'all. I'm glad you have your Disney game to keep you occupied. But it ain't for me, bro. I'm running out of PP on everyone, bro. This sucks. What other card games are there? Magic? I'm not fucking playing Magic. What the fuck? I actually have no real issue with Magic. It's just that every time I've seen a Magic community, it's extremely white, and I mean, this is no offense to the white homies out there, but I don't know, man. I just couldn't lock myself in that space. I could not lock myself in the space of Bazinga, you know? This is gonna sound really mean, you know, but I was playing with some friends at a card store a while back, and this group behind me was playing Magic. And, you know, they were having fun. I'm glad they were enjoying themselves, but it was like I could feel the neckbeard aura radiating from the conversation. And they weren't doing anything wrong. They weren't being mean to anyone. They were flirting with each other, you know, so good for them. But I was like, damn, dude, I would not have the patience in this community. I would be very annoyed having to deal with this. And I don't know. That's just me probably being mean as fuck for no real reason. I'm glad y'all have your community. I don't think it's for me. You know. And I don't mean that from a place of hate. I don't mean that from a place of anger. I just mean that from a place of like, I don't like the vibe of the Magic community. I don't know. I think because of how heavily white it is. But that's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out my ass. I don't know. Let's hyper potion some fuckers. Are there any other card games that I haven't like insulted? Digimon. I would be interested in playing the Digimon game, but nobody fucking else is. So I don't know like what to do about that. Like, how do you get into a card game when no one else wants to play it? The Gundam card game looks cool. I don't remember where this one goes. Okay, because we pushed that one in. Okay, it's not that one. That one's switched. We put the one downstairs. Is that one just like I gotta move it out of the way? Because that one gets pushed into there. I guess that one was just to be as an obstacle. Okay. I haven't been to Victory Road in forever, so... Okay, I beat y'all. My brain is working overtime trying to remember how Victory Road functions. Do I have to like escape rope and get out of here just because of the PP situation? Because I don't know if I have enough to get out of here. I know I have like one ether. What do I do? There's other stuff to talk about. I'm debating how much I talk about it. You know, like, goddamn, we're like a week removed from Inauguration Day. This motherfucker did damage. Like, goddamn. It's crazy just thinking like, oh, how bad could it really be? And then he just fucking withdrawing us from worldwide organizations just because he doesn't want to fuck with them. Being like, yo, FEMA, fuck that, states are on their own. And here's the, I am mad about that one. Because you know what? I'm in California. I'll be okay. But if California started withdrawing its resources from the rest of the U.S., like, y'all are kind of fucked. Like, all you red states, goddamn, it's absolutely fucked. And there's totally that part of me that's like, hey man, fuck around, find out. There's another part of me that's like, yeah, there are some good people living there. You know, not everyone deserves to suffer over this dude's decisions like that. Because in a situation like that where he's like, yeah, you guys can deal with your own hurricanes, like, that that's just rough, bro. What do I do against this thing? I really don't have a way to. Okay, you're fighting, so I can psychic you, but like, what do I go against the Xerneas? I don't have any poison types on me, or poison type attacks. Yeah, we just gotta hit him hard, I guess. Oh shit, you're out of PvP for it. God damn it. Damn. What do I do? Do I have the ether, right? Oh, you gotta survive, bro. You gotta survive. I don't know. Like, so much that's happened over the past couple of days where I just feel like, thank God I live in California. Yeah. Thank God that my liberal ass government has some idea of what the fuck to do, because shit's bad right now, man. And just because I'm fortunate enough to live in California and we have our shit somewhat together and we make money over here, like, I know I'll be okay. But man, it's real bad for a lot of people right now, and I don't know, man. There's so little that can be done about any of this, and it just sucks. It all absolutely sucks, and I'm feeling for people. I have a class right now for my credential, and we walked in on Wednesday, and our professor's like, yeah, so here's 5 things that Trump did on Monday. How many of these affect our students? And it was like every single one of them affected our students. What the hell? Like one of the craziest sentences I've ever heard in my life was, yeah, your students may not be here tomorrow because they got deported overnight. And the idea of that is so fucking insane to think about. Just that, people will just go missing and it's like, oh yeah, they got deported. And then that he's trying to get rid of, like, the birthright citizenship. Like, that's fucking insane, bro. And then people are applauding this shit and they're like cheering this on. Like, goddamn, dude. Y'all spent months and years being like, oh, it's all about the price of groceries. JK, it was all about our racism. Like, Elon did the fucking Nazi salute, bro. The goddamn Nazi salute. And people are justifying that shit with like, well, like, no, I don't know, bro. I don't know. This is the last one, right? Okay, let's make sure we're good. Hyper potions on everyone. I don't know, man. I'm friends with a lot of autistic people. I've never once seen do a Nazi salute because of their autism. I've only ever seen people do it because they genuinely believe it. And I'm pretty sure that dude means it, I don't know. I'm very worried about the future, and I think it'd be one thing if people saw that salute and were rightfully immediately up in arms, like, hey, we're not okay with this shit. But you have some people defending it, and then there's the whole thing with social media right now where it's like, it's not safe on any platform. Oh, you weren't a trainer? I wasted all that stuff. Damn. I don't know. It's just like people are celebrating these things, and at least before with TikTok, you could be like, yeah, what's the Chinese government? So it's not like the censorship was a little different there. But now it's like you get marked on there for saying Free Palestine. Now you get marked on there for saying anything anti-Trump, and it's just so insane to me that this dude basically just controls all the media, all the social media platforms now in some way, shape, or form. Whether it be Facebook with Zuckerberg or X/Twitter with Musk, like there is no safe social media platform now, and it's mind blowing to think about. Do I put you in just because I'm too lazy to raise a team? What do I do here? Like, I feel like I have to just grind hella hardcore, right? But the issue is that in most games, I would grind by just repeating the Elite Four until I didn't have to. Because this is the Nuzlocke, however, we're kind of fucked, and we have to do some work. Okay, let's think here. Ground with a bunch of coverage moves. Fairy, Psychic and Moonblast. Fire, Dragon, Flying Ice, Steel Psychic. Do I need a water? I feel like I need a fire type. I mean, we got you. No, so we're good there. They just gotta train some of you if I do, and that's a lot of work. I think we're gonna just use the Star Me. I don't know, man. It's very scary times, and I don't know. I just hope we all get out of this one okay. But what gets me both terrified and just full of like amusement is this whole third term thing. That they drafted up this idea of like, hey, what if we did this so that Trump could serve a third term? But let's very carefully write it so that Obama can't get reelected. Like those fuckers knew. They were like, hey, if we do this, we're opening up the way for him to get that third term in. And they were like, no, you gotta serve terms unconsecutively, and you gotta do it like this, and you can't be elected if you do that. And it's like, man, there's no way it passes. But there was also no way he became president. So, I'm nervous is what I'm trying to say. Let's see here. Do I get rid of something with overheat? No, because we have that. Yeah, it's fine. Who else can learn overheat? Just you? Do any of you need to be anti-psychic? You can't learn anyways. We need a rock tomb right now that Tommy's gone. Rest in peace. Bless his soul for everything he did. What would I get rid of here though? Not Surf can anyways. Earth Power is staying. It'd have to be Shockwave. Do I need to get Shockwave? No, because we have a weakness to water types. Okay, who else can learn Rock Tomb? What do you have on you? Shadow Ball's been coming in handy though. But I guess we give that to Starmie. I don't know if that was the right move, but it's what we ended up doing. Oh, you can't learn it. But you can. Damn, but your moveset's tight. Because I'm not getting rid of the psychic move just for coverage. But, I mean, do I need it? We have Metagross. We have Starmie. I feel like we get rid of Extensionary here. What about Brick Break? Who knows Brick Break? None of y'all know Brick Break? Big one. You should probably have. No, you have Strength. You're good. You're good. What about Earthquake? You should know Earthquake over Power, right? Giga Drain. No? Probably on Starmie. Toxic. Someone should know Toxic. What do you have? What do you have over here, Bowie? You got Surf, Power Gem, Confuse Ray. I feel like Confuse Ray is pretty much what we cut there. Calm Mind. No one's able to except for Hermes, but you got Geomancy. Alright. Those are our moves, I guess. Now we gotta get in some grinding. I already healed. I don't know why I'm healing again. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very concerned about where the country's going and how hard Republicans and the right are trying to justify everything that this dude's doing. I need to go do some training. What else do I get? I guess we get like some hyper potions. Just because I won't need a full restore after every round. But hyper potions.